we're going to go ahead and do a reading specifically for twin flames, for the divine feminine, for the divine masculine, to see what is going on. Today brings a beautiful trine between our sun and moon, bringing a lot of positive energies to us. This is actually a powerful alignment for twin flames too, for kind of bringing together the two. Expect a lot of positive energy that can fuel you towards your life purpose, soul mission, and even greater plan. This trine can help you to tap into a lot of positive energies, but also abundance as you're opening up your heart and aligning more fully with your path and where it's trying to take you. It's all about the version of yourself that you're becoming during this time and the work that you're doing to get there. So today we have, actually, it's the last day of Aquarius season. Tomorrow kicks off Pisces season, which is actually going to feel quite refreshing, as it's going to help us with anchoring more into the spiritual. So Pisces is a sign that kind of has its foot in each world, we'll say, right? So I was doing a lot of writing, like I put an article about Pisces season on my website this morning, and I was kind of talking about how Pisces is like the old man of the zodiac. It takes us into completion. It is the last sign of the zodiac before we start anew, going into the spring equinox. So it's a little bit like that old man on their last lifetime getting ready to go to the other realm. Usually they should be like turning into the monk, getting spiritual, and kind of tapping into the other realm. So they're closest to the other side oftentimes, but still having to navigate this reality too. It reminds us of our multidimensional existence. So Pisces is a sign that is ruled by Neptune, but it's also housed by Jupiter and exalted by Venus. So this is like a powerful energy. We're going to have a lot of Jupiter energy. This is going to bring a lot of positive shifts and optimistic energy our way, but this is also a time for us to connect with the spiritual. It's a powerful time to be connecting with your dreams during that time too. And so our dreams are always the processing of things that are happening on the unconscious level, but this is like very, very powerful for things that we're resolving and working out with whatever it is that we're dreaming through. We can be tapping into the dream state or the dream time for a lot of knowledge and spiritual information during this time. Expect that you're going to be much more open or sensitive to people's energies, emotions, feelings, and just energies in general as we're moving through Pisces season. I'm actually really excited about this Pisces season, as it is helping us with this year's, the 2025 North Node in Pisces alignment, which is actually very, very like destined energies, spiritual awakening energies, awakening the planet kind of vibrations too. So this Pisces season is powerful for helping us to anchor more into the spiritual. When we deal with Pisces, it's oftentimes a sign that is a daydreamer and has like that realm, whatever's going on in their head and where they want to be and their manifestations, and then of course reality as we know it. But usually with Pisces, it's all about bridging that duality, and they end up in that state. So it's represented by the two fish going in opposite directions. This is all about duality, and so it's perfect representation of the two twin flames I was saying the other day, right? Of healing that and coming together, emerging back into that oneness. Oftentimes we're learning with people because maybe it's not always what we want, but it's what we need to heal certain things too. So Pisces is a reminder of that balance and coming into balance, healing certain aspects to merge into that state of oneness. Powerful energies for manifestation, tapping in. Sometimes you guys might be getting those intuitive hits through feelings, premonitions, downloads, connecting with the spirit, your spirit guides and spirits. So we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. I want to get on here very fast. I brought a couple cards that I thought would be really good for just taking care of your energy today when I was picking the cards. So we're going to start with a reading for the divine feminine. I always remind you this is a general reading, so I encourage you to do one-on-one, actually I will take that, one-on-one sessions on my website as you need them. And I am an energy healer. I do a ton of healings, clearings, and activations on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I also do readings. That's really good for, first off, clarifying anything you need about your situation. This will help you navigate different connections and what those type of connections are, what you should be doing, what you're working on. It'll give you a lot of insight just specifically into where you are during this time. I also do relationship and twin flame coaching on my website. It's great for helping you to heal all sorts of relationship issues. Doesn't matter what they are, but specifically I do a lot of work with twin flames, helping you to navigate the specific blocks, obstacles, and challenges that can come up. So all of those sessions will really help you that I have on my website. If you need me, you just book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com. I have a ton of activations up specifically for today. And then I'll go ahead and update my website on Wednesday, but you guys can always do anything on my website anytime if it's in my shop, okay? So we're gonna start with a reading for the Divine Feminine. Just take what resonates. Like I said, Divine Feminine Collective, Divine Masculine. If you're watching, direct messages from your feminine. I see you in the face of strangers. You're always with me. You might see little reminders of your twin flame. This is usually specific spirit messages. So I've seen a few people in the past couple days come to me and show me really cool spirit messages that are obviously signs that only you would get. It's like, you and the light in the universe have your own secret language. You're seeing specific signs to you that are getting your attention. They're grabbing your attention. They're just for you, letting you know that you're being supported, you're being guided. These might be very subtle messages. They might be real loud messages too. And then one thing that we tend to see is like when you're out and you're not around your twin flame, you might see people that look like them, that remind you of them. They might have talk like them. They might say things your twin flame would. They might just have the same build or same height or whatever it is. So you might be seeing your person in strangers around you. And this is like, sometimes on the twin flame journey, this is why they say you'll meet the same person again and again. Like, right. And I'm not going to go into that talk again, but they say that, right? And so I think this is important too. So you might be just constantly reminded of your twin flame. I find this like you might be talking to someone and it might just make you miss your twin flame a ton. Like you might just be thinking about them, wish you were hanging out with them, whatever it is. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. Now, it depends if this is an insecurity or something that you need to work out. And the problem with insecurities, fears, worries, and doubts is your twin flame is most certainly probably going to trigger them to the surface if there are already existing issues that you're working through this life or that you're needing to work through. Because sometimes these deeper issues need to be resolved as they can manifest into your reality, throwing off your union, life, whatever it is too. So sometimes twin flame might push our buttons, I say, or trigger us if those triggers already exist and they're things that we need to work on too. Some of you guys in the separations tend to go there. I see it very common with Divine Feminine and Divine Feminine side. I see it with the masculines too, but this is a reading for Divine Feminine, so we'll keep it simple. Where sometimes you guys might think, is your twin flame hanging out with someone else and suddenly they have been? Oh no, right there. And so sometimes when you're in these spaces of separation, I feel, and I was explaining this to someone this morning, really shifting your thoughts and staying positive is going to help you to stop creating scenarios for yourself, because you're always creating everything in your life for yourself, to stop creating scenarios that you don't want. And so it's very important, especially, but all the time, but especially in any spaces where you're by yourself, that whatever stories you're thinking about, whatever narratives you're thinking about, whatever possibilities you're thinking about, you're creating your timelines like never before in these higher energies. So it's really important that you're staying positive so that you can create higher, better potentials involving you and your twin flame specifically too. But on the plus, this means that you hold a lot of power over your reality, what you're creating, and what you will experience in this lifetime. So we have our moon in Libra, amazing for relationships, okay? It's been in Libra a couple days. This might make you a little more social, a little more flirty. However, it's shifting into Scorpio, and we're kind of having to flow with the universe during this time. So as we're getting ready to go, moon in Scorpio later today. And then we're going to be in Pisces. We talked about Pisces season, and this will actually take us into the spring. And Pisces season is amazing for helping us to thaw the ice and let the flowers bloom. That's you. Like, okay, internally, right? So we're melting walls, icy walls around the heart, and hopefully blossoming and blooming as it's starting to warm up and we're starting to feel a little better coming out of the winter haze. Now, while we're dealing with this Scorpio moon, it can be triggering things because we're going into the world of the water, right? And it can trigger things. So shadow side of Pisces is isolation, addiction, and fantasy, right? And things like that. So needing to not go there and know that. So while we're navigating Pisces season. And then the shadow side of Scorpio is always insecurity and jealousy and possessiveness and things like that. Basically holding too tight and trying to control things. So if you have these kind of issues, it's meant to, though, On the plus side of these energies, it's meant to help you to dive deep into your own psyche, into those corners of your own psyche and inner world and things like that. We're doing a lot of shadow work. The shadows exist for everyone. They're the negative thoughts, they're everything we go into. They're the fears, the traumas, the worries. Needing to kind of heal these a little bit more. So, and I feel Twin Flame Journey is very mirroring and telling of that. So usually it's amazing, but sometimes we can have to deal with issues just like any other connection in our life. But sometimes with Twin Flame there's a lot more on the line. You feel very strongly about this person, and it tends to amplify whatever's going on. So I feel, and I think I was saying this yesterday, you have to stay very healed and balanced within yourself, because these unhealed aspects, they will be triggered. They will come up through things your Twin Flame does, says to you, whatever it is. And so when we're dealing with that Scorpio moon energy, it's very beneficial for helping us to dive into the shadow realms, what we need to see and acknowledge or heal within ourselves. I'm sorry for judging you and hurting your feelings. I'm feeling lost and don't know what to do about it. So this is all about finding yourself in these energies. Your Twin Flame is actually here to help you with your ascension path. Everything in your life has been to change you as a person. It's all about the person that you're becoming and who you're growing into being out of this journey, but also what you need to do. So saying, Divine Feminine, you are literally reprogramming and rewriting thousands of years of programming from your ancestral line that are no longer serving you. You're here to ditch and heal your karmic baggage, whatever that was over the course of your lifetime. Some of you guys picked it up in different places. And you're here to heal these deeper issues that you have within yourself so that you can do your ascension and even ascension into Twin Flame Union, depending on where you're at with that. Some of you guys are in union and you're working at, making that an amazing, best relationship you've ever had. Some of you guys are working towards union. Doesn't matter where you're on in the journey. We're doing a lot of self-healing work during this time. We've also had a lot of strong energies that are kind of amping up. You guys will probably know we've been in a lot of high energies for a few days. These high energies tend to amplify how you're feeling within yourself too. For those of you guys navigating separation, make sure that you're feeling good by yourself and working on yourself. And if not, a lot of times you guys are looking for your Twin Flame to fill these areas for you because you're not enjoying the self-work. But in those spaces, they're very important of getting more balanced within yourself so that you are not continuing to expect or create relationship out of attachment wounding and attachment needs, so that you can come into that harmonious union, needing to really, really feel good within yourself. You're going to know that you're ready when you're feeling really, really good apart from your Twin Flame, if you have been, or if you've been navigating the situations. Those that are really purging still or having a hard time with that, more work to be done. Healing with Mother Nature. I love this. So whenever I'm feeling I don't want to say battery low, right? Okay, whenever I feel like I've been peopling a lot, peopling too much, working a lot, right? Doing a lot. Sometimes I feel that the best thing to do is just get out into nature. So this will help to heal you. It doesn't matter what you're doing. I always say you can just go out and go on a nature hike, go find some beautiful places in nature. That's what our soul craves to do usually. It could just be going for a little walk. It could just be, hanging out a little bit outside. Now, unfortunately, it's gone real cold here. I was making jokes about that yesterday, but we'll be able to do that a little bit more as it warms up, and we should be, taking advantage of that as it is warming up at times too. So you want to be connecting with nature though, and you're noticing as you're not connecting as much with nature, you're really, really feeling it. So it can be really, really helpful and healing to connect with nature, but also healing the root chakra. And a lot of you guys are, not everyone, but some of you guys have been very used to connecting through the lower chakras for your relationships. And this is heart chakra connection, right? Hopefully third eye too, right? This is upper chakra connection. Some of you guys have been in these really other chakra kind of connections that weren't very, very, very healthy for you too. So you're healing a lot of things in this lifetime. Here you go, Kitty. You're healing a lot of things in this lifetime about your root chakra right now, Divine Feminine, and even your sacral chakra. This is helping you a ton. We talked about purging out ancestral programming and fears and things like that. Loving the self on all levels, taking care of yourself. And so there will be spaces where you have to work solely on you and where you're in your union. Doesn't matter which space you're in, make sure that you're working on yourself right now, doing that self-work, sitting with yourself, paying attention to your thoughts, aligning with your manifestations, figuring out what you do desire, celebrating the world's diversity. So we are doing Pisces, which is always the opposite fish. It's like the Tao, it's dualism, right? That we can think of like the yin and the yang, the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and then it is to bring these two together into oneness, right? And then it's always also those two I want to say two halves, but it's those two pieces of the whole of the soul. And I think this is really, really important too for healing and bringing those aspects together, because that is the state of oneness, right? But this is also within ourselves to heal and to balance our light, dark aspects, our shadow work and things like that. So you're being guided to find more balance and even balance with this connection. Honor the journey, don't rush, experience life and respect others, allow messes. You might be having a lot coming up. The human journey is messy. Yes, especially since most of the time we're working on deep karmic lessons, healing traumas, healing deeper wounds as we're moving through life on the deeper journey of it. Some people might only go surface level, but they're still signed up for the same intense experience, right? So we go through intense process, intense experience. It's all about the transformation. Maybe you're needing to slow down a little bit and focus on your healing and just taking better care of yourself in this space. As I said, we're in the tail end of winter, literally. Pisces is going to help us to complete the winter, but it's also all about surrender and release. You're being guided to let go of any attachments that you have. The ones I find have the most hard time with this process have so many attachments and expectations of how things should go. You should know the universe usually doesn't do that, because this is all about transcending the ego, not feeding it. Like, right? So just putting it out there. So when we release expectations and allow things to unfold as they should, yes, we want to align with our manifestations and learn to co-create with the universe, but allowing things to come in and unfold as they should. We're still doing a lot of clearing work too, as we're going to move through Pisces, and this is all about letting go, release, and completion. The collective, all is connected, collective growth and supported. So we've done a lot of collective work while we're in Aquarius season. We might feel a lot more connected to the whole. You might be doing group projects. This could just be shining at work or with your family, or bringing things together, or even bringing the divine feminine and masculine together in a union is a sign of kind of, I don't want to call it a group project, but it's to help the collective on some type of way. Knowing that any healing work that you're doing is helping the collective as you're untangling and unwinding years of karma from your journey. It's helping the people that you've learned with too. Love, forgiveness, surrender will help you with this right now during this time. We have intimacy, connect, discover your voice, needs, and explore and heal. We're learning how to connect on a healthier level as we're doing this work, because as I said, we're releasing unhealthy attachments. That's what you guys find in that space when you're by yourself, when you're having to go into the deepest layers. It was always attachments that you're releasing on the energy level. This is why energy healing will really, really help you to clear some of this stuff a lot faster that you might be having come up on your twin flame journey, specifically as you're getting triggered to heal very, very fast. As you're doing this work, you're going to find that you're creating or co-creating healthier connection with your twin flame, and you're coming together much healthier. This could be without all the expectations, attachment, whatever it is. You're meant to be kind of connecting on that healthy level. So this is about learning what you need and learning how to take care of yourself and love yourself, and bringing that into your twin flame connection. This could be learning how to communicate your needs, your desires, and how you need to be loved. Surrender and flow. Ride the waves, tap into the flow state, and let go. So we've been talking a lot about letting go as we're clearing room for the spring still. A lot of you guys are feeling that on the energy level as you've been kind of riding these waves. You're kind of feeling that and being guided to continue to let go of things in your life. Some of you guys might feel you're a little bit in the cocoon again as we're getting ready for spring, depending on where you live and what you're going through. So a little bit of energy clearing work coming up big time with these cards. You might be having things you're still letting go of. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, and this is like needing to work together. Some of you guys might be having issues because you haven't learned from past mistakes or not being open enough. Some of you guys might be feeling like you're going through material setbacks or material loss. It just kind of depends. Remember that this is all about the spiritual. We actually don't take anything physical with us, material included, when we go to the other side. So we should be working on ourselves spiritually, expanding our consciousness, raising our frequency, learning, healing, right? And things like this. So we don't take all of that, because we take our baggage with us. So the more you're working through your spiritual and soul baggage, the lighter you'll be, and you won't have to continue to bring that into other lifetimes or wherever you're going, right? So it's very important that you're focused on the spiritual right now. I feel Pisces season is going to help you to do that. This could be things that have happened in the past and you haven't fully let go of them. You might be kind of holding grudges, holding on to the past. And then when we haven't fully healed something that's happened, we continue to repeat it or bring it up in new experiences. So I know you've been through a lot. We have the Three of Swords. This is like heartbreak. Some of you guys, that's just with previous connections, and you've sabotaged yourself, your union, oh my God, by not being open enough or sharing your feelings enough. Not for everyone. Some of you guys have had third-party situations. It could be on either side, and still navigating karmic people, situations, and partners. But this could just be heartbreak that you've gone through and some type of hurt with your person. And that's very, very common. A lot of times you guys haven't healed enough and you try to come into union, and it, creates this separation. I feel separations are stages anyway, that if you look at the big picture, and you might not understand this until you fully come into union, they were serving you because you needed to heal things. You might have been hurting each other. There might have been issues coming up. There might have been a lot of insecurity, things getting in the way, unhealthy coping mechanisms, traumas, ways you couldn't fully open up, whatever it was. So healing your heart chakra is huge right now, especially with today's moon trine sun. It's all about opening your heart more and releasing whatever is holding you back on the heart chakra level. We've all picked up a lot of trauma, pain, wounding. Sometimes for the Divine Feminine, this is rooted in past abandonment, attachment, breakup pain, ways you've been treated, whatever it is, healing that big time. Sometimes this goes back to the inner child and other heart chakra blocks that have become relationship patterns and problems, healing all of that. So needing to release with those two guards combined, needing to release and heal anything that's gone on with your twin flame and you specifically. Maybe you're trying to heal your situation. I have so many amazing healings on my website. So if you're like stuck in separation, you haven't made much progress, get at me. Needing clarity on your situation, or just needing to heal yourself because you're still kind of going through something from this. Okay, so we have the Chariot. This is my Cancer moon card, and we're in that moon energy big time, I said. Today, but the past few days too. But this is letting go of obstacles to get what you want. This could be within your union, like maybe you're having blocks and things come up, or negative feelings, negative energies, and needing to release these blocks. Or maybe you're, in a separation, haven't fully come into unions, indicating there might be something that needs to be healed or some type of blocks. This is like huge clearing blocks energy. And after a while, we get sick of the winter. We get sick of the seasons, but the seasons serve a purpose, right? Every season serves a purpose on our journey. So we're in the tail end, like I said, of clearing energy and releasing things, and it's meant to help you on your journey. So it really fits with the twin flame stuff, whatever you guys are going through in the twin flame journey, right? With these energies. So maybe you have some type of blocks that you're working through. Welcome to being human, right? Things that we're working through very fast. And it just kind of depends on what those are. Everyone's different. That's why I always recommend doing the one-on-one work with me. Okay, so I'm going to do reading for the Divine Masculine Collective. What's going on for the masculine, Divine Feminine? If you're watching, direct messages from your masculine. You were my home, and now I feel like I'm out in the cold. And I love this because it's like home. Some of you guys might be. I see some twin flames ready to move in with their twin flame. And yeah, I know, moving in, buying a house, getting a place together, whatever it is. Some of you guys might live apart because you're needing that space to integrate into union. So even if you're living apart, maybe you're working towards that. And then some of you guys, it could just be their energy and things like that. It's how you guys recognize each other on such a deep issue. You guys are instantly usually clicking in love, instant recognition. It's just where this is where suddenly the ego flares up and all the blocks and reasons and excuses you can't do love and it won't work and all this stuff starts to come up because it was already there for each person, and it begins to trigger things that need to be healed to the surface generally, right? But you guys already felt it in those high frequency moments where you wanted this person, they felt amazing when you guys were in these high vibes together, right? I want to hold you again. I need to feel your body next to mine. So it depends on what the situation is. Some of you guys are like really craving that actual connection and physical contact. And like maybe if you've already been there and to be near them again, if you haven't, you're ready for it. You're so ready for union and things like that. You're actually craving that kind of, we'll say, physicality. I'm haunted by us. I don't know how to follow my heart, and now I don't know how to let you go. And I always say usually that's an indicator, not all the time. I had someone ask me, they said that they had someone they couldn't get over, but they weren't sure if they were supposed to be or healing it. Get a reading if you're there, because we need to release the karmic connections, and we need to, if it is a twin flame, it's going to go a little bit different, where you're meant to be healing and working towards union, and you want to know, right? You're going to want to know, because sometimes you guys are having a hard time getting rid of the karmics because it's karmic attachment, and it's like literally painful in your energy field, and you're needing to do a cord cutting, and then it's painful for twin flame in a different way, right? And it's a totally different process. So it will help you to get some clarity on your connections and what they are in your life. And I do that through the calls I do with you guys. So maybe you needed a little bit of clarity if you don't know. This is a reading for twin flames, however, and that is exactly, if it's your twin flame, why you can't get them off your heart and your mind, even if you thought you should have by now, and why something keeps you going, usually. I'm trying to find a place for myself in the world. Offering my gifts. You're being guided to connect with your soul gifts. You have such powerful spiritual gifts, and part of this union too. This is all about connecting with your gifts, tapping into your gifts. This could be your intuition, your psychic gifts. And so sometimes, so when we're in Pisces season, it's really good for activating our spiritual gifts more. You guys know I do a ton of activations on my website geared at helping to switch on more of your gifts and abilities on the energy level and things like that. So for this divine masculine, you're being guided to really activate your gifts during this time and to really work with them. Seeking healing water. I love that, because I said we're like in a whole ocean of water between our later on Scorpio moon and Pisces season. We're going deep. The water represents the unconscious and the subconscious, which creates our reality. By the way, we're about to jump in or do a deep dive into it. This is a time or a space of emotional healing. When we deal with water, it's all about healing the emotional. Expressing artistic creativity. Maybe you're being guided to get creative. This could be like entrepreneurship. It could just be a hobby, a passion, a project. You know, you could be like, well, hopefully you guys are the creative type, but you could be a non-creative type, and your divine feminine switches on things you could be doing together in a creative sense. Maybe you're a creative type and suddenly, you know, you have new hobbies, projects, or endeavors popping up, or whatever it is, something you always wanted to do. This could be artistic, this could be music, this could be channeling, it could be writing, anything like that. Stay open to getting creative. Realizing empathy as a revolution. This is all about connecting with the awakened masculine, becoming the empath. So we have very closed off toxic masculine, very closed off controlling. We have awakened masculine, which is quite empathic and energy sensitive, and even sensitive to their divine feminine's needs and things like that. So you're being guided to really connect with your empathy and learning how to master it. Moon, honor phases. Respect where you're at, self-care, and sync with cycles. And so sometimes the divine masculine leads the union, and a lot of the divine feminines I hear complaining. They're like, my divine masculine is ignoring me, they are avoiding me, they're not wanting to hang out yet. Okay, they've pulled back. Yeah, they're doing what they should. They should be sorting their own stuff, working on them at certain places, working on their side of things. And divine feminine gets very upset, and then I usually see how much needs to be healed, because sometimes divine feminine will try to manipulate her response, get manipulative, right? This is where they start chasing, getting manipulative, and doing everything they can to focus on this person instead of themselves, jokes aside. But divine masculine knows what to do. I always remind you on both sides that you need to follow your intuition, divine masculine too, as to what to be doing, and that yes, sometimes pulling back your energy and working on yourself and your own path is exactly what you should be doing to heal, filling your cup, self-care, and clearing any of your own attachments and karmic attachments will help with this process. Reclaim your body. Your body is your home. Self-love, release emotions from the body. So you're working on healing things on the energy and the physical level for you. This will help you a ton. That's why energy healing comes in, because you have a lot of old emotions that tend to surface and you didn't know they existed until usually your twin flame is the one to trigger them in some type of way to come up. So we're dealing with basically energies that are releasing that we need to let go of and heal very, very fast on the twin flame journey. As you're diving deep into taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, filling your cup, and doing energy healing work, it's really going to help you. You're going to notice you go through such a fast transformation in a positive way. Take care of your body, take care of your energy. And like I said, these are cards I picked to take care of our energy today because it's like where we're at with it. All right, Raz, slow down, connect to nature, and calm your system. And so this is about healing your nervous system. We were kind of wired up, not in the best way, we know that. You're now rewiring your nervous system, healing a lot of generational trauma, letting go of a lot of patterns. Slowing down will help you really turning towards the spiritual, getting meditative, healing yourself, right? Nature, this will help you. We have the yin and the yang, and this is my Pisces fish card anyway. Balance, all is connected, and balancing the extremes and inner and the outer. So this is all about doing the inner work to heal our inner world so it reflects into our outer. That is like enlightenment in a nutshell. You go within, you purge out any negativity, negative thoughts, negative beliefs and things like that. Sometimes we can do this work easily, sometimes not so much. It just kind of depends where we're at. This is why it's so beneficial to work with me, because I help you guys. I pay attention to the things that are coming up and can help you pinpoint the problems, patterns, and what needs to go much faster. Sometimes we're dealing with a lot of negative thoughts that arise, negative energies, negativities at certain times of the journey. Get some help with this if you need it, because it'll really, really set you so far ahead. That's why I go in with the coaching calls and the sessions and help you guys with so much of what you're going through this process, as it can be intense. So we have this new beginning energy, and this is like for those of you guys in separation, reunion energy. Those of you guys navigating reunion, where you've come back together but not fully into union, remember, union is the next step. You're not going to rush it. I know some people who just think it's an overnight process. It depends on where you're at, what you need to heal, and what obstacles and blocks are coming up. So this is like coming together, though. It's a very positive card about your union and where you're at and your healing journey and like getting to that new beginning energy. We have the King of Swords in reverse, and this is like, all right, some of you guys might be in a little bit of a control drama situation when we deal with that energy. It's always being too rooted in logic and not enough intuitively. You might be someone who loves to shove down your emotions or avoid them or try to switch them off, and then they come up at times not in a great way, or you're just overthinking things. It just kind of depends. Needing to really connect with those energies within you to activate your intuition more will help you. We have the Temperance, so there's some type of imbalance here, and usually Temperance is my beautiful relationship, right? And finding balance. There's some type of imbalance. You might feel out of control or be trying to control things. This could be, and this is Pisces season in a nutshell, overindulging in alcohol, food, sex, drugs, shopping, things that you're doing to distract yourself, watching too much television. No kidding, right? Like, oh my God, karmics. Right, hanging out with friends a lot, things that we like to do to not do the inner work. Sometimes the masculine goes through a different process. They might be going out, they might be hanging out with friends, getting real social, filling their time with everything they can to not sit with themselves. And it just depends, right? But it could be also unhealthy attachments and things that you've been doing. Maybe, you haven't been eating the best food all winter. Okay, right? Maybe needing to get your diet in order. Maybe you actually have some addiction, substance abuse problems like alcohol, prescription medications, whatever it is, right? Not going to go there. Coping mechanisms, we'll call this. These are all coping mechanisms, right? But they're things that also could be keeping you on survival mode or more in fight or flight and things like that. Just kind of depends on what you're working on letting go of during this time, as this is Pisces season, a time to surrender. Anything that isn't healthy for you and is throwing your system out of balance, it just kind of depends. The ways that you're overly distracting yourself during this time could be like ways you're really focused on the matrix and stuff like that, and needing to maybe pull back and just get a little bit spiritual. So all of these cards, Divine Masculine, have one thing in common: getting a little bit more healthy, right? And purging out any root attachment issues and things like that, and clearing any blocks in your union or to your union. All right, I'm going on that note anyways. I do have healings and activations up for today. Great time to catch me if you need me. Like I said, you can do anything in my shop anyways. Have a beautiful rest of your day. If you need me, just go ahead and book me on my website, sparksofdivinelighealing.com.